Oh, yeah. What are you doing, Bo?
Well, you're in my way. I'm practicing my darts.
This is an art show, not a dart show.
Wait, are you sure?
Yeah, you can throw stuff later. Later.
I'm getting good. Bullseye.
Like the moves that you're doing on purpose. Sing like a singing on key. Talk to the girl that intimidates you. Pretend that you're brilliant and charming. I said pretend that you're brilliant and charming. Hey!
And now a man who doesn't know the difference between Chihuly and Patchouli, Jason Suel!
Welcome to Later with Jason Suel, folks. Entertainment television with heart. That's right, entertainment television with heart, right here from the heart of Fayetteville. Glad you're joining us on this episode. There's a lot of programs you could be watching right now. I know you're flipping around. This is the one you want to pay attention to because
when your remote breaks and
when
you
your
can't
remote
go past
breaks,
it.
yeah. You can't get out of it. You're stuck here now. We got a lot happening on this episode, and Dan.
Hey, Jason.
Hey, if you're playing drums, who's running camera?
Oh, I am.
What?
Oh, look, yeah, yeah, right.
Okay. I'm glad if anybody can invent being in two places at once, it is Dan Robinson.
That is his superpower.
It is his superpower.
Two places at once.
Yeah, it's normal. It's normal for Dan. Hey, we're kind of in that interim period between Halloween and coming up to Thanksgiving. So it's kind of that...
It's that lull between two holidays where you just want to party, but you can't because you're preparing for the next one, and it's awkward. No one knows what decorations to put in the store.
I know, right? And we're here to make it less awkward for you tonight on Later with Jason Suel. Speaking of being less awkward, we're going to go to one of our segments we call Mailbag.
He's a hose of the most, and when you ride a post, it's gonna wind up in the mailbag.
Yeah, mailbag. All right, so folks, you can send us your letters. You can send us an email at laterwithjasonsuel.com. This person did that very same thing. Kind of wondering, has the band ever seen any art? You know, when we look at art, we see art a little bit differently. We tend to put ourselves in the art that we look at, don't we, guys? Yeah, you see yourself in art?
I agree with that.
Yeah, yeah, and you look good. You look good in this one particularly.
My favorite painting in my house is my mirror. Yes.
Bo counts, everybody. That's our mailbag. Yeah. Yeah. So what a fantastic episode we have lined up. I don't know if you realize it, Northwest Arkansas, but today, to the day, is 6 years since, I did six like this, 6 years since Crystal Bridges opened in Bentonville. Did you know that the traditional gift that you give on a 6th anniversary is candy? And so for you, ladies and gentlemen, we have Mr. Stace Treat as our candy coming by. Give Stace a round of applause for joining us in the program. Excited about that. That's right, who's our band? We're all around doing the episode around Stuart Davis, the Stuart Davis exhibition that's up there at Crystal Bridges. And so the band is gonna be a jazz ensemble joining us. Who's in that band again?
Oh man, we got Darren, Matt, Drew, Austin, just killing it.
Killing it. They're known as Fourscore. They're gonna be joining us on the program. Round of applause for Fourscore. Yeah. And 7 years ago. And then over here at our chef's table joining us, Chef Sarah Chase. What are we gonna be making today?
We are gonna be making some High South deviled Scotch eggs.
High South deviled Scotch eggs. Anybody a fan? Looking good.
I'm a fan just looking at it. Look at
Deep fried and delicious.
Deep fried and delicious. One of your nicknames in college?
In college,
Yeah.
in high school.
Yeah, I thought so.
That was a long one.
It was a mouthful, people say. Folks, what an excellent episode we have lined up. You're gonna wanna come on back. Stick around. We got more happening right here on Later.
Our flame is en fuego. I'm so glad we can finally be together, Romeo. And with all this money.
Yes, Kim, now we can. I sent that jerk Fletcher someplace he'll never come back from.
I'm back.
How? How did you come back?
Looks like I've got you two right where I want you. Oh, I love you. Our flame is in fuego.
Later with Jason Suel is proudly presented by Sam's Furniture. For the largest selection of quality name brand furniture at everyday guaranteed low prices, get it at Sam's.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Later. Joining me at our desk for the interview, Stace Treat from Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art.
And what a treat to have him on the
What
show.
a treat
I
to
have the
have you
best
here,
name,
Stace.
don't
I know you do. It's fun.
It just makes you happy.
So, and a treat for Northwest Arkansas is Crystal Bridges. And
Absolutely.
today, to the day, it is the 6th anniversary of opening. So, talk to us about that. It's got to be exciting.
Well, it's really exciting. I mean, it's kind of been a quiet event for us this year, but the year has not.
Right.
The year has been amazing. In fact, we've had record-setting attendance this year.
Yeah.
In fact, July was the heaviest attended month of our history.
Yeah,
So-
what did you have going on in July? I didn't hear about it.
just
There
some
was
art.
Yeah, a little glass artist named Chihuly, Dale
Yeah.
Chihuly, that's right. And we had over 120,000 people come for that show, which was probably, it's the biggest show since the Rockwell show in 13.
That is huge.
So you know the problem with doing really awesome, huge things like that is the bar gets set. So now what? Because
Exactly.
you gotta please the masses.
Well, now,
We're here in the middle of the Stuart Davis.
That's right.
Right?
That's
So,
right.
yeah.
so Stuart Davis, I mean, he's probably to most people a lesser known artist. So it's kind of interesting. We follow a huge blockbuster with an artist that a lot of people may not have heard of.
Right.
But he actually is a very influential artist to the art world and to the American art scene. He spanned the first 60 years, basically, of American art. And he was a big jazz enthusiast.
60 years, did you say?
That's
6 decades? That's such a huge period of time.
That's right. And you know, not only did we see an amazing amount of cultural change in that time, but we also saw a huge change in art and art practice at that time. So if you think about people like Pablo Picasso, Henry Matisse, Van Gogh even, a lot of this stuff was happening in Europe. And in 1913, there was a show in New York that we refer to as the Armory Show, where all these modernist, French and European modernists came and showed in New York for the first time. And Stuart Davis was a young man. He was studying with another famous American artist, Robert Henry, in New York, goes to this show, sees all of these modernist masters from Europe, and completely changed the way he started to paint and to think. So actually, Stuart Davis is often considered our first American modernist painter, abstract painter.
That is amazing.
So what it sounds like to me is, you know, you may not have heard of him, but if you go to this exhibit in like a few years when he blows up big, you could be like, yo, I knew Stuart Davis before he was cool. And you could be that trend-setting dude.
That's so Stuart Davis of you.
I know.
Right? Yeah, and he's often sort of associated with jazz music, right?
That's
And
right.
sort of the jazz influence in his art, and you can see it. I mean, at least I think I can. I like to think I can see jazz influencing his art.
Yeah, so even when he was very young, he used to go to the black bars in Newark, New Jersey. And this is before jazz really was a thing, even before Louis Armstrong came into the scene. And he was really into the ragtime, the boogie-woogie, and swing kind of styles of jazz early on, especially piano jazz. And so that was just a thing for him his whole life. He really thought that jazz music was an absolutely authentic American art form. And that's something that he wanted to create in his own work, in his own painting, was he wanted it, he often said he wanted to paint the American scene.
Sure.
And he was a New York guy, and so he painted what he saw around him. Most all of his abstract paintings, in fact, are based on real places. Landscapes, sketches, he drew a lot, and then he built his canvases based on his drawings. He oftentimes even said, if you want the appropriate or the proper description of my painting is actually drawing.
Yeah. Hey, Stace, so something that we're doing with every guest this year is that we want to find out, I've got a question for you, sort of the theme of season 5 of Later. We need to know, if you were to have one superpower, which superpower would you choose? And we've had some good ones so far.
We have.
I want to go with Harry Potter because I really, ever since I've watched those, I've wanted his invisibility cloak.
Oh, the gift of invisibility.
So the invisibility paired with Hermione's time turner.
Oh.
So I can go back at any point in time and actually witness events as they happened.
That's cool. If you could turn back time.
Sing it,
if I
Cher.
could turn back time.
That's enough, Jason.
All right. So what a cool gift. I'm glad that's your superpower. I think I would have both of those too. I think what I'm doing is sort of collecting everyone's superpower, and then I'm going to talk to Dan Robinson, who knows how to be in 2 places at once, about how we can make that happen on this show. That's exciting. Stace, thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for being so informative. Folks, you want to check out that Stuart Davis exhibit at Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art. And stick around, we got more happening right here on Later.
Our flame is en fuego. I'm so glad we can finally be together, Romeo. And with all this money.
Yes, Kim. Now we can. I sent that jerk Fletcher someplace he'll never come back from.
I'm back.
Come on.
You only have one eye.
We all know where this is going.
Yep.
Light 'em if you got 'em. Our flame is en fuego.
Our musical guests, sponsored by Walton Arts Center and Walmart Amp, proudly presenting world-class arts and entertainment for Northwest Arkansas and beyond.
Hey, all you cool jazz cats. Coming at you from Red Barn Studio, this is Fourscore with Humpty Dumpty.
fried eggs. From 11, stick 'em in your head. Chef Sarah Trace.
Yeah, Sarah Chase joining us from 11 Restaurant at Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art. Hey, it's so great to have you on the program.
Thanks. I'm glad you guys invited me. This is going to be
I'm
fun, I
glad
hope.
we invited you.
Yeah, I mean, look at all this. Look at this. So what's happening? What are you going to be creating for us today?
So these are develed Scotch eggs. It's like a high South kind of thing.
Yeah.
Scotch eggs are obviously
Where's
very
the Scotch?
English. I drank it before I came.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
that not? Did you guys want some? I'm sorry.
well-
Well, you know, Scotch for Scottish. It's an English thing. We take hard-boiled eggs and wrap them in sausage. Deep fry them because everything's better deep fried, of course.
Yes.
And then of course, you know, I take this classic kind of English thing, make it as Southern as possible by
Absolutely.
deviling it, because who doesn't like a deviled egg?
That's right.
And then a fried deviled egg.
Even
It's the
better.
best of both worlds.
I mean, I
I
feel
feel
like,
like I'm in
you've
a
done
really highfalutin carnival right now.
It kind of is. We got like a pickled smorgasbord
Yeah.
over
Ooh,
here.
ribbons.
And, you know, I'm not going to make this, but I just like for you guys to look at all the pretty things.
I
that
know,
we
yeah,
make.
this is delicious. But is
You
this
know.
available
gonna
at
eat
Crystal
that.
Bridges?
It
Can we
is.
get this
This
at
is actually
11?
on the Stuart Davis menu right now,
Yeah.
which is only going to be going for about 2 more weeks.
Okay.
However, the Scotch egg is going to be 100% on the menu, and I do have my chef cheesecake on the menu, but it won't be the cherry cheesecake. It'll be a salted caramel brulee cheesecake.
Well,
so you'll
that-
still be able to get the chef cheesecake, but
That's amazing.
yeah,
You
so
got a
it'll-
lot going on. And Bo is playing
he's going right for the okra. Look at that.
Don't mind me.
playing with his okra again.
Yeah, we've got pickled okra, and all of this is local. We try to do as much stuff as possible
Sure.
with local ingredients. So I've got White River Creamery Chev in the cheesecake, and then I've got
Ooh la
pickled
la.
okra, beet pickled carrots, regular pickled carrots, beet pickled onions.
really?
And a spicy pickled cucumber. You don't call pickle a cucumber, it's pickled cucumber. It's weird, right?
It is weird.
It's a
Also,
pickle.
what's weird is whatever Bo does with food every time we have this segment.
The carrots are
you
going to be the
drink
best
that?
part, so...
I'm so ready. I brought my own fork. Y'all just do your
Okay,
thing.
all right.
I'm gonna do
All right,
my
we're going to focus
thing.
over here on this side of the table. So what are you going to be doing for us over here?
I actually already have gone through and I've taken these delicious little hard-boiled eggs,
Yes.
wrap them in sausage, panko them, and then I deep fried them.
They look like dragon eggs.
And all I do is I split them in half. I pop these little yolks right out.
Yeah.
You know, just like your basic deviling mixture. However you like to do it, that's how I would do it. I really like to add Coleman's mustard because it's got a little bit more heat to it than a regular mustard
Yeah,
would.
for sure.
And then, of course, mayonnaise. You can't have a deviled egg without mayonnaise.
You've created your mixture.
Well, almost. I almost forgot the salt.
That is
You know the band
salt.
loves salt. You cannot forget the salt with this band.
Someone's song is
Well, that's only if I get to share with them. I didn't say that they were going to get to eat one. Were we supposed to give them some?
No.
We write the songs, so
I only see 10 halves. That's not enough for anyone
not
other
enough.
than
Bo's
me.
going to need at least 5.
Yeah.
And then I
It's
got to give
called
Stace at
11,
least
though.
2. That's only fair. And I have, yeah,
Need
that's
this?
what I want.
Oh, look at
My
that.
fancy little pastry bag.
It is fancy. Look at that.
You know.
I'm fascinated because
That's how you
at my
do
house,
it.
this is not how you do it. You just kind of slop it on in there.
Put it in a Ziploc bag and you cut the corner
Yeah.
off and you
stuff the mustard
You
in
know,
the
I
bag.
actually ran out of Ziploc bags, so I had to bring my I had to break into
professional
my cake decorating box.
All right, well.
I don't like to break into it unless I have to, but sometimes, you know.
Is it sacrilegious to
And
put
there it goes.
mustard in a Pillsbury
Bam.
thing?
Oh,
Bam.
probably, but just like that, I don't
Bam.
even
Look at that.
try to do anything crazy with it. And then
No, like star point tips to make them all, fancy looking, like Nana used to
I mean,
make.
who needs that?
Nana ain't gonna care if it's star tipped if it tastes like this.
Oh,
Or wrapped in sausage and,
And
deep
wrapped in
fried.
sausage and deep
That's
fried.
right, confident in her
That's
there's
what
no
killed her.
wrong there.
Sarah Chase.
And then the best part, I like everything a little spicy,
Yeah.
so I
Paprika
always
sprinkle.
sprinkle it's cayenne,
Cayenne
actually.
sprinkle.
Cayenne, nice.
But paprika would be quite nice too.
Yeah,
A little
absolutely.
smoked paprika for a little flavor. And that's it. Now you guys
Oh.
gotta try one.
We're gonna try one. We're gonna get to try one before we leave this episode, folks. Stick around. We got more happening right here on later.
Chef Sarah Chase with the deep fried eggs. From 11, stick 'em in your head.
Hey, folks, thanks for tuning in to Later with Jason Suel. Remember, you can find us out there on your social media platforms. You can drop us an email at laterwithjasonsuel.com. And we had so many people on this episode, so many
Tons.
people
All
to
of them.
thank. Absolutely. Who do we want to thank?
Let's start with Stace Treat.
Stace Treat, Sarah Chase making some Scotch deviled eggs over here.
And let's not forget our producer, Dan Robinson, filling in on drums.
Filling in on drums
Yeah,
back
'cause
there.
Charlie's a slacker.
That's right. And the man to my left, we want to thank Robert Ginsberg. Robert is the executive director of the Northwest Arkansas Jazz Society. He helped us get the band together, Fourscore, for the musical guest segment in this episode, and he also has several jazz events happening at Crystal Bridges. So you want to check that out, all to do with the Stuart Davis exhibition up there at Crystal Bridges. See you later, alligator.
After a while, crocodile.
Let's eat some eggs!